Hey folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Lewis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to one of our newest subscribers, Bill Mac 003. Thank you so much for subscribing to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network's YouTube channel. Again, Bill Mac 003. Thank you very much. It might be Bill Mac 003, but to me, you're a total one. You're a number one. Yeah, that was corny. Okay, sorry. Bill Mac 003. Thank you very much for subscribing to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network YouTube channel. Okay, so AEW is introducing a new women's title very, very soon. Being this here, Andrew Zarian, and I'm taking this, I'm getting this from ringsidenews.com. Says Andrew Zarian tweeted out that he heard rumblings that a new title is coming to AEW soon. Not much was revealed about this new title, but it appears to be a second women's championship of some kind. It'll be interesting to see what AEW does with a secondary women's title. There are certainly a lot of women on the roster who would love to carry a title for the company. They will apparently get a chance to go after a different title soon enough. So AEW going to introduce a second women's title very, very soon. I think it's just going to be AEW tag team title. There might have been see, Andrew Zarian, his exact tweet was heard rumblings of a new title being introduced to AEW soon. It will be a secondary women's title. Hashtag AEW, hashtag TNT, hashtag TBS, hashtag pro wrestling. So, he's kind of hinting that maybe it's going to be the TBS women's title or maybe the TNT women's title or something of that nature. Maybe a secondary singles title. I think it's going to be a tag team title, but I wouldn't be against another singles title for because take for example, like say Kiera Hogan gets signed to a full-time contract and she's working her way up the ladder. Putting a TBS Women's Championship around her will really give her a little bit of an extra push as she's trying to get to the top of AEW, the AEW women's roster. I just use her as an example. So it'll be interesting to see if another singles title is introduced for women. But personally, if you ask me, if I had $100 and I was in Las Vegas and I was going to bet on it, I'd bet on an AEW women's tag team title. That's what I'm thinking. But regardless of what it is, there's going to be another a secondary women's title championship is definitely on the way in AEW. So they're really getting the ball rolling, and they're really getting got a little tongue tie there, folks. Gonna get the so they're really getting the ball rolling there in AEW, and I know Tony Khan was he mentioned today that he thinks he has a WWE's attention, and I'm going to say to Tony Khan, you got the WWE's attention. Trust me, you got their attention. You got their attention. They're fully focused on what AEW is doing right now. Even if they deny it, they got you got their full attention. Trust me. Trust me, you got their attention. When you look at it, I mean, UBS Arena, and I believe it's Long Island, New York. WWE and AEW, they're running shows, I think, 1 or 2 weeks apart from each other at the arena. Tickets went on sale just about at the same time, and AEW is just blowing the WWE away in ticket sales in New York. In New York. They're totally blowing them away in ticket sales. So Tony Khan, again, you got the WWE's attention. They can deny it up and down, but you definitely got their attention. And Triple H, I will say that Vince McMahon is not going to be buying that quote unquote pissant company. Okay, remember that? Remember that quote? Remember that quote? I bet you're not calling them a pissant company anymore. They're in the world of professional wrestling right now. I think they're the hottest thing going, without a doubt. AEW. And we're getting a new women's title soon. So that's great news for AEW fans. And more debuts will be on the way. And who knows, maybe we'll see a debut at Grand Slam, which is actually tonight. It's going to be a great show. They're going to have about 20,000. The biggest AEW crowd is going to be in attendance at Arthur Ashe Stadium in Queens, New York, my hometown, Queens, New York. And it's gonna be a terrific show. Looking forward to it. It's on in a few hours. Can't wait. Can't wait. Like I said, great show, great main event. Bryan Danielson 1-on-1 with Kenny Omega, and I'm sure Vince McMahon, and we'll be definitely watching. Okay, so New Japan Pro Wrestling, their G1, the next G1 show is tomorrow, and the matches that are lined up for tomorrow. First off, you might have already heard Tetsuya Naito is out of the G1 due to injury. So anyone that was going to be facing Tetsuya Naito, they're getting an automatic 2 points as the match is going to be forfeited. So whoever was facing Tetsuya Naito going forward is going to get an automatic 2 points. And Yuji Nagata and Satoshi Kojima have stepped in for special single matches. They're not part of the G1, but they're special single matches. So they'll be going up against Tetsuya Naito's opponents. So tomorrow, Yuji Nagata in a special single match against Tangaloa should be a good one. And then the G1 Climax begins. A block. It's A block tomorrow. We have Toru Yano 1-on-1 against Great Khan, Kenta against Yujiro Takahashi. Yujiro Takahashi coming off a huge upset victory in the first match of the G1 Climax against Kota Ibushi. Totally shocked me. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe Yujiro Takahashi defeated Kota Ibushi, but huge win there. And speaking of Kota Ibushi, he's going a 1-on-1 with Tomohiro Ishii. That's going to be an absolutely spectacular match. I can't wait for that one. Got to see if Kota Ibushi will get his win back there, or if Tomohiro Ishii is going to defeat Kota Ibushi. It could go either way. Ishii lost his first match to Shingo Takagi in a spectacular match, but Kota Ibushi, Tomohiro Ishii is going to be a great one tomorrow. And in the main event, Shingo Takagi, the current IWGP heavyweight champion, goes 1-on-1 with the man that put Tetsuya Naito out of action, Zack Sabre Jr. So that should be a great one as well. But I'm looking forward to Kota Ibushi against Tomohiro Ishii. That's going to be a spectacular one as well. And then the next B block show, which is Friday, it's going to be. Let me pull up the matches here. So there's no special singles match, so they're just going to be having it's because Tetsuya Naito was only part of the A block, not the B block. Okay, so naturally there won't be a singles match here, so they don't have to worry about forfeiting 2 points. So B block. Next show is Friday, so it's Hiroshi Tanahashi against Hiroki Goto. That's going to be a great one. Tama Tonga against Chase Owens. Yoshihashi against Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb is one of the favorites to win the G1. But this should be a great one as well against Yoshihashi. Sonata against Tai Chi, which should be a great one. And then Kazuchika Okada versus Evil, which will be okay. I'm not the biggest Evil fan, but Kazuchika Okada coming off a spectacular match on the first B block show against Hiroshi Tanahashi. Okada, of course, was victorious, but he'll be facing Evil. I think he's going to beat Evil. I think Kazuchika Okada is going to win this tournament. I think he's going to win. Well, I think he's going to at least win the B block, and I think he has a good shot at winning the tournament. And again, Jeff Cobb is a favorite to win as well. So those are the next two shows for the G1. Also, New Japan Pro Wrestling in Philadelphia, they've announced some more matches as well. These shows are October 16th and 17th. New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, New Japan Showdown at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. So the complete lineup for the October 16th event. I don't know if it's the complete lineup, but here are some matches that are announced. Jonathan Gresham versus Alec Coughlin, and we're going to have a tag team match, Team Filthy, Tom Lawler and JR Kratos, Royce Isaac, and Danny Limelight And Jorel Nelson versus Ren Narita, Cole Fredericks, Fred Rosser, Rocky Romero, and the DKC. That should be a great. I think that's an elimination match. I'm not sure. And then October 17th, some of the matches announced: Minoru Suzuki one-on-one with Chris Dickinson should be a great one. El Phantasmo against Juice Robinson, and Jay White versus Fred Yehi as well. So Gresham against Alec Coughlin on October 16th should be an interesting one. It's interesting to see Jonathan Gresham as part of the shows. So those are some of the matches that are announced for the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia on October 16th and 17th. So that's going to be a terrific show as well. Hopefully, it'll be on New Japan World, and I can watch it because it's going to be a great show as well. Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the G1 tomorrow and Friday as well. And All Japan Pro Wrestling. Let's talk about All Japan Pro Wrestling. At the 2021 Super Deluxe Series, Jake Lee defended the Triple Crown Championship against Suwama. The former champion Jake Lee was victorious. He successfully defended his title in a very good match. And Kento Miyahara met Zeus in a number one contenders match. The winner was going to go on to face the winner of go on to face the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown champion, which is Jake Lee. And Kento Miyahara defeated Zeus to win, become the number one contenders. And they had a little face-off after Jake Lee defeated Suwama. So Jake Lee will be defending the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown Championship against Kento Miyahara in a future show. I'm not sure if they announced the show yet. I looked it up. I couldn't find it. They might have announced it. I might have missed it. But as of right now, the next title defense for the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown champion Jake Lee will be against Kento Miyahara. And they've had a number of matches in the past, and they were all fantastic. And I'm expecting this match to be as fantastic as well. I know Jake Lee got at least two shots that I know of. There could have been more, but two shots that I've seen when Kento Miyahara was the Triple Crown champion. Jake Lee got two shots at Kento Miyahara. Kento Miyahara defeated Jake Lee, so it's going to be interesting to see if Jake Lee can hold off the challenge of Kento Miyahara, or if Kento Miyahara becomes the Triple Crown champion once again. He's held the title on numerous occasions, and it'd be interesting to see if he regains that title. But nonetheless, it's going to be just a spectacular match between the two. I'm looking forward to that one. Jake Lee defending the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown Championship against Kento Miyahara. I can't wait for that one. And on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for listening to me today. I'm Lewis Carlin. This is Shooting Up North, as heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.